I don't feel like 17 gigs out of 1,000 is a lot. You know, how much hours do I have? I have a ton hours of hours. Okay, so let's continue. So we're good here. I think I fucked it up again. I think it broke the file, but I'm not sure. We'll check it after because this is gonna take some time. We've been filming for 2 hours and 14, which means that if I was to guess, it would possibly be 13, 14 gigs at 7.20p. 120p's will take me about 12 minutes to do, and I don't want to do it, so fuck you. It didn't break. Okay, cool. So yeah, his mom is possibly the reason why he went so crazy, right? So his mom, she's just punishing him. She tells him, like, you must never have a kid. All men's are filth. You're disgusting. So the reality is, this episode, we're going to meet the brother of Ed Gibb, which is a completely normal guy. And he will tell her, hey, mom's insane. Like, you gotta get out of here. You don't realize. And his mom, she's a bitch. She's mean, bro. She's really mean. So what she does is she makes fun of him. She insults him. She degraded him all the time. And Ed, they're saying that he had schizophrenia, but I believe it's more. So this is super cool. So Ed is told to be a complete creep, right? So he's talking to these girls, and they find it weird, and he just doesn't know how to talk to women, right? Because again, his relationship with his mom is disgusting, right? So now the guy, and this is kind of cool because the milkman, the guy who's in charge of the milk bar, because they have like milkshake and shit like that, right? He goes in and said, hey, to the head, hey, don't do that. Now this is also important because it could be perceived as him knowing that, but what I think happened here, because it's creepy, right? It's like, don't do that. And it possibly means that's not how you're gonna get the girl, right? And Head is like, well, I didn't mean nothing by it. Listen to how he said it too. His voice. No. Shout out to the actor. Very simple-minded. Don't mean nothing by it. Yeah. So then, surprise, motherfucker. Guess who's there? Adeline, which is the girl he was pieing on. And this is insane. This is really interesting scene because he's reading the journal and he's basically seeing camps of people being killed, and it's literally showing pictures of mountains of body, and it's nuts because you're basically like, holy shit, I can't believe they would publish that, right? So Ed is seeing this, and then he meets Adeline, and Adeline say, hey, I got a friend who has information that's private to him, and he shows pictures. So he shows picture of people that are dead, and it's a really horrible picture. And then even then, what she gives them is a secret magazine. And a secret magazine is basically the bitch of Auschwitz. So she's the one that's flailed the victim. She is bad, bro. She kills them. She skinned them alive. I think that's enough, right? She skinned them alive. And this will give him the ID to skin them alive. Now, if he didn't see her, would you have done it? It's hard to say. So he's basically seeing this, right? And the craziest thing is, it's hard to tell if he's interested by the story because he's interested because he smiles. But Ed is a simple guy, so don't know if he smiles because he's dumb or he smiles because he's interested, right? So we got the monster, the Ed Gein story. So there you go. We have his brother, and his brother is super cool.
You can get trapped in it too.
So there you go. So his brother is telling him like, hey, and this is beautiful. He's telling him, hey, I met this girl, right? And this girl has already been married. So this is what's insane, right? So why is the brother so important, and why do I like the brother so much? Well, first of all, because he's normal compared to Ed, so that means that, so there's this classical thing of nature versus nurture. So both of these kids were raised in the same house by the same mom. So if it was nurture, it would be the same person, right? Now Ed does have a sickness, which is schizophrenia. I think there's something else though. I don't know. So yeah, so he's like, hey, I met this girl, and it's like, you cannot marry her. She's been married before, and usually because back then they're very religious. But then because his mom was such a nightmare, his perception of what is good in the world is different because he's been through shit, right? So it's like, hey, I'm leaving you. At the same time, you still feel like the bird care. It's like you've always been the peculiar kind, but you're not a bad person. You are not a bad person. Even then, and the second episode is going to kill somebody, and then the police says, hey, have you seen somebody? And they said, oh, I saw the car of Ed Gain, but he wouldn't hurt a fly. So he's kind of looked properly by people around town. So his brother is like, you gotta get out of here, right? And Ed, so this is kind of complex. This is super complex, but this is also one of the most important scene of the fucking first episode. So he goes in, and he's pissed because his brother is leaving him, and his brother starts talking shit about his mom. So Ed gets angry, and he takes a stick and he hit him, right? And he kills his brother. Now, ultimately speaking, it was an accident, but he still killed his brother. Now, Ed tells his brother, stop joshing around, because again, this is a 1940, so the way they're talking is different. Stop joshing around, get up. And the craziest thing is he runs away because he's afraid, but then he says, no, I have to make sure that he's okay. So he goes back to the farm and he imagines, and this is kind of the insane part, he imagines that his brother is setting up and said, hey, you're right, I'm sorry, I'll talk to mom, right? Now, this will happen another time, but there's this other girl, which is the barmaiden, right? And she offers Ed to see prostitutes. And then Ed is like, fuck that, I don't want to see prostitutes. What kind of Jezebel are you? Talking about his mom again. And then he imagined that she is surrounded by prostitutes, and that's why he kills her. And by killing her, he does the world a favor, because one less Jezebel in the town, right? But when you realize that you come back to nature, you see the nature, and the nature is yeah, we have to do ads because of submission event. So we're playing this, I can show you this, and we're playing this. We're also playing here, but who cares, right? So yeah, this shows that, and this is so complex because is this schizophrenia? He's not imagining people. Imagine those are really real people that he's imagining. But at the same time, I don't know schizophrenic people, and I don't see them a lot on TV, so I don't have any idea of what it is. The only one that I saw was Colin Farrell and Beautiful Mind, and this guy was schizophrenic, right? A Beautiful Mind, yeah, it's a great movie. That movie. There you go, ad is finished. I just wasted your time and wasted mine. Great song, bro. Great song. Possibly sis, but I don't care. Got so much to do, bro. So much to do. And so little time to do. Oh, fuck. I need to check something. Yeah, this is what happened when... We've been working for an hour and a half, by the way. I did a half an hour rant video. I did an half an hour video on Berserk, and we did half an hour video now, and what? 4.5 minutes. Okay, perfect. So we're back. We are back in this one. We are back, Alino. So his brother getting back. It's like a giant kid. Simple as that. It's like a giant kid. So there you go. Then we have the whole scene. This is kind of super nice. Because look, this is after his brother's dead, and you see him in clear as day. You see him clear as day. So this is kind of insane, right? I don't remember the scene. So there you go. So Ed is trying to, and this is kind of sweet because he's trying to protect his brother. It's like, hey, we're talking about my brother. You know how he's been doing. He's been seeing this girl, and his mom right away she shuts him up. She's like, hey, your brother is a Ethan, or Ethan. I don't know how you say it. H-A. It's from the song 21 Pilots. All my friends are Ethan. Say it slow. Dun 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 dun. Ask them how you know. You don't know. No 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 no. So there, he's a Ethan. Ethan Ock. Is that his name? Because I just saw. I want to see the back phone too. Seems really good. So yeah. So he's like, his mom's like, don't break my heart. Your brother's a douchebag. Your brother's an asshole. And please, whatever you do, don't break my heart. So this is kind of cool because you see, and the actor that plays Ev Gibb is. I hope he gets an Oscar for it because the fucking work that he done, amazing. I have never respected. Well, I didn't see Son of Anarchy. So I don't know how good he was as Jax. But this is great work, right? Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, there's somebody that you might know a little bit of a, I think her family name is Ray. And if she was to be called, I would be Addison. Addison Ray, yeah, she's in there. She's in there. She has a fucked up leg, so no more dancing career, I guess. Little bit of a joke, right? A la Ed Gibb. Why am I calling him Ed Gibb? I don't know. So, but you see, his mom is talking to him, and she's basically like, she's super vile, venom. And then he's not crying, but he's tearing up, right? And this is insane because, you know, his brother's right. His brother was a good dude, and his mom's a piece of crap, right? But then he goes the next day and realizes his brother is dead. So what he does is, he hides on the farm and he burns the barn. So because he burned the barn, he's blaming his brother, and his brother is deaf, and they will never say that he did it. Now, this is also important in a couple of ways. So the problem with Ed Gein is we don't know how smart he is or how dumb he is. We don't know how much he realizes that's what's going on versus how much he doesn't realize. So by doing this, we can surmise that he feels like he's doing something wrong. He can surmise like he's afraid of the consequences, right? Which means he understands that what he did is wrong. Chose to do it once, chose to do it twice, and understand what he did is wrong. However, there's two things, right? The first kill is this one. The second kill, he does feel justified. You feel like she's a bad person. Because she feels like she's a bad person, then she's like, hey, now where I am, there's a third victim, right? And this is crazy. Because it's an older woman who's alone. And he's talking with her, and he's having a date with her. And he's thinking about how good her skin will look as a furniture. Yeah, so it's kind of insane. I wish he had a fucking name like not the Jack the Ripper, but a name, you know? So that's what he tells the mom, and then the firefighter goes in. And this is so fucked up because the mom is crying and she feels very sad, but at the same time she didn't treat it like shit. And not even a couple minutes ago we were seeing how bad she was talking about her son. So this is a case of that is gonna really gonna stress her out, and then what's gonna happen is she's gonna have a stroke. Now with the stroke, it's super well made because they're basically doing the exercise. My mom had a stroke. She had a stroke in real life. Thank God they found it early on, because with her it took some time, and half of her face is now like this, right? And she can't lift a arm, and now she needs a cane. My mom, she lost a feeling in one of her, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. So there you go. So Ed, he's talking about his mom, and this is kind of crazy. This is kind of insane because the doctor says, hey, this is what she has to do. She has to get that during the day, and you have to bath her, right? So Ed will take, one of the first things he does with her is he takes her naked and he baths her. Now, ultimately speaking, we know that Ed's kind of a pervert. Does he see his mom in a sexual manner or not? I don't know. I don't know if he sees it in a sexual manner or not. I don't know. And because I don't know, what can I say, right? But he's cleaning his mom. Now, ultimately speaking, he would skin his mom. But it's kind of crazy because when he's killing his mom, she's already dead. He didn't kill her. Now, it's something that fucked up, but he didn't kill her. His mom, he didn't kill her. So this is crazy because as he's washing her, he's imagining himself being the bitch of Auschwitz. And the bitch of Auschwitz, she skinned her victims. So now we're seeing a scene like that. Now, ultimately speaking, these scenes are special because these scenes are possibly just something that we saw. It's not explained what it is. So, for example, right? So what it is Ed Gein is going to be the monster, right? Then we're going to have a second character that's important, which is Albert Hitchcock. And Albert Hitchcock will be like, okay, well, guess what? I not only saw the disgusting of it, but I made money out of it. I made a business out of it. And this is disgusting because I publicly showed what he did. Oops. Yeah. So you see her, and she's such a bitch. Now, this is something I didn't know. You see the guy with the stripes? This is the Jews, right? Now, ultimately speaking, if you were to talk about historically correct, would give him a armband, right? It's a show. And they were acting as servant. I didn't know that. So you see a bunch of of German people. They have family. It's kind of crazy that you see that. If you go on Twitter, you don't really understand that this is something that is getting back popularity. We see a bunch of these scenes. Now, these scenes themselves are weird because where did they come from? We show somebody that's what I think would be nice if they show her having deep-rooted issues. So for that Ed Gein is trying to reproduce what she was doing, it's a mental issue in itself. And that's pretty much it. So yeah. What's next? So the mom is screaming at Eddie. Now this is super cool. Okay, that's pretty much it. Why? Okay, I understand. So he's reading the comic. He's reading the comic of her. This is the bitch of Auschwitz, right? Because he's reading the comics of her. He's basically like, okay, yeah. He's imagining that's possible. So now his mom is screaming, and she is treating him like a piece of shit. She's talking about how they owe her money. And again, she's full of venom, this woman. She's full of venom. So she goes in and she screams and she screams and she's screaming. And then she falls because her heart stopped from this, right? Now, ultimately speaking, is it because he didn't give her a aspirin? And this is, look at this, beautiful. They bury her. Now, this will come in super important later on because he will dug the grave up, but it's also coming up. So the Adelaide, she's gonna be marrying him, right? And he's gonna tell her that, hey, she is dead, she is alive. So if she see the tomb, we'll know that this is not true. So there you go. So Ed goes in the house, and it's kind of crazy because he misses his mom right away. Now, ultimately speaking, I don't know why, because she was so mean to him, but he does miss her a lot. Pork and bean. Do. I think this scene is to show how normal his life is after he killed his mom. Well, he didn't kill her, but she's dead. So he goes in, he does what he's doing, and this is if it's the way, that would be super smart because he takes the first scene of the show was him milking a cow, and then he just did that, and then because he cannot cook, he's eating beans. Now these beans will be coming up later because he's gonna marry her, and he's gonna have a job. He's gonna be losing that job and say, hey, I don't want to eat pork and beans, and here we see him eating pork and beans. So yeah, so this is pretty much the scene. Now he misses her a lot. And it's kind of insane. This is kind of insane because he goes to her, right? He goes to her grave and he reads the Bible. The next thing he does is he dug her up. Now, I don't remember what he does with the body. Oh yeah. But this is so weird. Because this is not his mom. This is a completely different body. She digs her up. But I guess he makes her kind of pretty. Yeah, I don't remember this. My body blocked a lot of these scenes. My brain. Because it's pretty fucking disgusting. Again, disgusting, creepy, yes. Horror, not really. Not really. Okay. Oh yeah, this is insane. So this is the first scene of the second episode. Toxic Secrets. So the second scene. So he's I don't know what he's doing right now, to be honest, because it's the middle of winter, and I think what he's doing is he's plowing the lawn, which I don't know why he's doing in the winter. You see a bunch of people that are running away. Now, ultimately speaking, those people are said to be, and this is kind of insane. Because it's said to be Jewish people because they have the stripes, right? Now, here's the crazy part. The crazy part is they'll run away. And he will hide, right? And he will do a nervous breakdown. He'll take a gun and say, hey, they know what I've done. And then this is really important because you hear his mom saying they're not here. And this is so fucking insane because you don't understand how bad it is until you take the time to realize it. His mom, who is dead, tells him that other dead people cannot be alive. So his mom, who doesn't exist, tells him that other people, hey, they're dead. Right? So yeah, she tells him, hey, they're dead, don't worry about it. this is kind of insane because he'll trust her. Now, ultimately speaking, I think that so it's super complex, right? Because again, I don't know much about it. I didn't finish it, so I can still make some theory. What I think happened is he had the body of the mom in the house. That way he could hear her voice, right? And by the way, when he hears her voice, she's still a fucking bitch. She's still super mean. So I think it's important to talk about.
There's nobody there. You could force something with wet.
This is super important. So, you got one of the okay. So basically, give me a sec. Now I just realized something that I missed. This is something I missed. This is something that I missed, and this is quite important. It's a Psycho audiobook. I don't know if it's Robert Bloch. I don't want the abridged version, I want the whole thing. It's 1959, so that could be something. The Weird Tale. So there's an audiobook. So what I didn't realize is there's a book of that. So what I want to do, I want to download the book. Got the American Psycho, which is great, but that's not what I'm looking for. Psycho. Is that the whole thing or not? I know the book for Psycho 2. Ah. Okay, Johan Sebesh. Robert Bloch, Psycho. There you go, we found it. On YouTube, by Starry Night Audio Libri. So this is going to be the important part, right? Audio Libri is audiobook in Italian, which means it's possible that it's in Italian.
Da diversi minuti, quando Mary se ne accorse e mise in azione il tergicristallo. Contemporaneamente accese i fari.
I'm a fucking genius, don't you realize? I'm a fucking genius. Psycho complete audiobook. Psycho. Now I love that I write Psycho and I find myself. I know it's Robert Bloch. Okay, so Robert Bloch or Robert Bloch. If I mess up your name, I'm sorry, Robert. You're possibly already dead. But hey, Psycho. I don't like the abridged version.
By Robert Bloch. Norman Bates heard the noise and a shock went through him.
Norman. Okay. Nice. It's good to know. That is good to know. Ah, my God. Atlantis. May you have no worry about the people on Earth. So now I'm going to be able to watch the book. So basically what happened here is there's this shrink, right? And this shrink, he wrote a book which is called Psycho. Psycho is one of the story of Ed Gein, right? And then he meet Albert Hitchcock. And then the first meaning that they have, or we see, is the meaning of, should we make a movie out of the books? So, crazy story. I was born in the 90s, so this doesn't touch me. Nor here. But a lot of the books that we read were movies. So, for example, V for Vendetta, Fight Club, 1984, American Psycho, Clockwork Orange, Godfather, Chucky, Child Play 1, 2, and 3, the Freddy versus Jason, but the Freddy Krueger and the Jason Voorhees, and the Michael Myers, they're all audiobook, because they're all audiobooks. Oh my God. Ouch. Still hurting. Because I can do that. I could do audiobooks, which would be great. How about we drink a little bit of the... I want to stop energy drinks though. I'm addicted. I got paid last week. The first thing I did, I bought energy drinks. Resist Temptation Inc. So yeah, so They're talking about that, and this is cool because his wife tells him, "Hey, nobody's gonna want to see this, right?" My pain is paralyzing. But Alfred and him, they're trying to. So this is possibly Robert cultured self.
Excuse me, Flora, say something I regret. Can I just...
Why do I feel like Albert is wearing a fat suit? And a very poorly made one. A very poorly made one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How did I know? It's not I'm a fucking genius. So, Albert Hitchcock is to blame also here. So Robert Hitchcock was a brilliant filmmaker, right? But he did some horror, and people are getting tired of the horror movie. Now, ultimately speaking, Albert Hitchcock is presented in this series as this disgusting man. I don't know him, so I don't want to slander. Even though he's dead, he can't do shit to me legally speaking. But if he can, allegedly, is going to be put into every single sentences. So Albert is seen to be perving on with the actress. Albert is seen like sitting in the movie. They're literally showing Psycho, and in the movie Psycho, you're seeing people in the theater leaving, vomiting, and Albert is like, I like that. Maybe that my movie. So he seemed like a crazy person himself. But ultimately, what he's more guilty of is publicizing a serial killer. So they're talking about, and this is super nice. So you see, this is my favorite scene, right?
They have stared quake.
Mind numbs.
The sheer magnitude of the evil that was the Nazi Holocaust. See, for the first time in history, what human beings are capable of when the moral compass is off. Lost.
So see, this is kind of crazy because thanks to our research, we discovered that the book Psycho was written in 1959. So the the Holocaust was ended in 45. So this was like 15 years after. There you go. He's talking about, there you go. This is so important. He's like, Frankenstein and Dracula will not cut it anymore, Mr. Bloch. So the book is Mr. Bloch. So Albert Hitchcock already knows that the people want more. They want more. And he's running out of ID because they always have to overdo yourself. So right now, which is kind of crazy, is we're watching Scream. And with Scream, you always feel like you need to do more. Like, for example, fucking Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees, the 10th one, he's in space. So this doesn't make any sense. And you got the name of the guy, which is Bloch, which means what? Which means that Jason Voorhees audio. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the filter audiobook. Eddie Slasher, Librarian, yeah. Super cool. Oh my god, holy shit. Look at this bad boy. Every unofficial Friday the 13th unabridged audiobook. There's 29 of them. And they're all more than 2 hours long. This is insane. The 80 Slasher book, super good dude too. We talked a little bit because I was one of his first subscriber. Yeah, I was at work and I was wanting to watch The Shining, and then I wanted to watch Child Play, but not on TV, as an audiobook. And his channel was one of the first that he uploaded was Child Play. We listened to it. So then Albert is like, hey, they won't cut it anymore, so this is why we need Psycho, right? And this is super cool because he asked, why do you think he's like that? I mean, it's kind of crazy because Robert was the one that did it. It's kind of crazy. Those two people are insane, believing that this should be told. So they're talking about him and what he was like. So basically what they're talking about is how he had schizophrenia. I believe again that he has more. So back then, what they were talking about is the Indian and how to colonize. So they were basically teaching kids to be afraid of them and the way of torture. My father still tells me about the way of torturing. So for example, he said, if you keep on biting your nails, we'll put a match on them. That's what the Indian used to do. And he would talk to me about their torture. He would tell me about the abuse to put leather on your throat wet them, and yeah, dry them up. So, scalping, right? This was something that was said, and there was card you could collect because again, he's a kid, he wants to collect things, right? So the card you could collect are shrunken heads, and this is super cool.
Well, there's something strange, but I haven't really thought of it.
This is super cool. It's like, okay, well, if every single kids were there, how come not every single kids are killer just like he was? It's like, okay, well, if you really want to talk about it, he was born in that, so he was possibly obsessed with it, and he started sexualizing them. So because he was schizophrenia, one of the symptoms of schizophrenia is trying to make things real, right? Trying to make things real to understand them. So because he saw something that he couldn't understand, which was the killing and the torture and shit like that, what he wanted to do was possibly just to say, you know what? I'm going to be normalizing them. And as a young adult, with that, trying to make a sexual fixation with that, right?
He would return the bones for graves sometimes when he's done with them. But this means that
Yeah, talking about the bones, so what he wanted was the skin. Now, ultimately speaking, this is insane, because in that meeting, there's one time where they talk about the Auschwitz bitch, and because they don't talk about her, is a feeling that they don't know what he did. And this is super cool because he's talking about how he melted the body. Now, ultimately speaking, this is the old way, right? Talk about boric acid. So possibly somebody wanted to go and would take boric acid to burn skin. Now, you know what's insane? If you listen to the audiobook of Fight Club, you learn how to make a small explosive. If you watch the movie of Fight Club, you will not be able how. And it's Chuck something. It's Chuck Palahniuk. It's great audiobook. Great. This time I'm mistaken. So the example is basically his mom. This is insane, bro. Like, tell me that this is not a disturbing scene.
he was dripping the flesh and bugs.
How did he do it?
Boric acid, probably. Some sort of vat.
Give me a sec, it won't be that. Look at this. Listen. Just fast bomb. And this is fucked up, bro. This is fucked up to the higher degree. So basically, they're talking about, and this is also a good example. They talk about how she would teach him. So she was an outwitch bitch, right? And if you look at this is super insane because you see the lamp, right? And you see the lamp and it's being clean. But if you look at the lamp itself, there's a very important details. There you go. So you see, look how crazy this is. Look how crazy this is. If you look at the comics, she's basically making a lamp out of it. You see, she teaches them how to make a lamp.
But it normalizes it. And one of the ways to normalize it is to replicate it.
Yeah, so he was making lamps out of it. And what does his mom say? He ripped a part of it, right? And his mom, she's screaming at him, "You're working too fast."
You're working too fast.
There you go. And he's looking in the kitchen like she's there, but she's not there.
Just go slow and steady.
Slow and steady. She never called him a sweet boy, by the way.
Your own sweet time.
And his reaction, Albert's reaction, is to smile. What I don't remember is I was sure that I saw a scene that was important. We're gonna realize that is kind of crazy.
Things like
There it is. Look at this. Thing like lamp.
The lamp.
Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Wait. No, that's not it. So when you look at the lamp, it's gonna be super important. I want to show you because this is insane. There you go. We found it. So this is the lamp here. If you were to look at the lamp, you would see the number about right here, right? Now, Auschwitz, they would have the prisoner. They would give them numbers, right? And you learned that in X-Men, the first class. They would give them numbers. So what she did was she took the skin Now, ultimately speaking, she took the skin from a Jewish person because, again, it was during the Second World War, and she took the skin with the numbers on it. So yeah, insane. So now, what we're gonna do is, I'm at 52 minutes. I don't want to do it like over an hour because of the TikTok. So we'll stop the video here, and we still have an hour and a half to do, so we're good. Okay. That would be a good game, but it's not. It's not the way it is. Yay. Berserk. Chapter 6. Image. Okay. Gun. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Guess what is it? It's Ed Geib. The Ed Geib. Ed Gein. Documentary. Part 1. I don't even know if it is. No, it's not. Berserk. Part 6. If I show you. Berserk Part 6.
If you a UFC student, hold up, pose. Blackbeard thrives on the power. Patrz, jeszcze vendetta. Welcome to Home Commercial. Patrz, jeszcze vendetta. Welcome to Home Commercial. Because they walk over having a wonderful.
Hey. Happens to the best of us, bro. It happens to the best of us, mi hermano. No. Okay, so now we have to find a special someone. I have to find a special someone here. Where is he? Where is he? We're finding somebody special. I know that your name is with purple. Fellowship of Women. No. Okay. I have to go all the way back. All the way. Comment. No, dude. Oh, Kalino. I'm so sorry. I never saw this. Okay. Fuck you. I feel like I answered this. I feel like I answered this. There's no way. I'm so sorry. I never saw this. But yeah, I saw it. I saw Eddie All in a competition, and they were a sponsor. And I was like, it's British. Hit a follow. Subscribe. I fucked up. There's a bunch of things that I didn't answer. Like all of these, which numbers I'm not gonna answer because they're like bus account, I guess. Hell yeah, must SSI. Okay, good for you. Whoa. Eight months ago, holy shit. He's from Canada. Good for you. Good for you. There's so much that I didn't answer. I just saw this. Thank you so much. Why 50 blah blah blah. Again, I don't know if most of these are fake. Can tell by their number. Got me sobbing. Zach Jico, what? Me and Fox, the what? T'es vraiment beau, ok. Okay, so that's hateful. No. I have to find it. Looking for a special summon. Hey, where is he? I don't know. From Shan. Fried rice. The best only. Best only. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Fuck, dude. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I know it's yellow. Left. Unresponded. Unresponded. No picture. Rodel. Nothing follow. Nice, I found you. I found you. Okay, good. Can I block you? Setting. Oh, they're not. Okay. No. Okay, how to stop someone from watching my YouTube? YouTube. Aha!
YouTube gives you the ability to block.
Oh, it's live chat. What the fuck? Okay, I got an ID. That's good. I know what to do. I know what to do. Okay, I know what to do. It's not ideal, but it's what it has to be done, you know? You know. I know what to do. I'm gonna change my name to...
Patrz, este weird vended. Patrz, este.
You won't let me download it? No problem. I'll download it here.
Patrz, este.
Ed Gein Netflix Siri Part 1. Good. Shut the fuck up. Salut, comment ça va? Un petit test pour savoir qu'est-ce que ça pense. Mazramouche had a hook. Ah, shit. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Mazramush Hadarhook. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Mazramush Hadarhook. Salut, comment ça va? Un petit test pour savoir qu'est-ce que t'en penses. Mazramush Hadarhook. Ah, shit. Okay, you look.
Mazramush Hadarhook Inc.
Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. That's perfect. That's good. That's good. That's fucking good. Mazramush Hadarhook Inc. Welcome to the part 2 of our series of Ed Gein, the Netflix documentary. I am excited. I hope you guys are excited because there's going to be something else. We just did a 52 minutes video on what? The first episode and a half. So yeah, so this is going to be quite complex. So I took a little small break because your boy did pretty good. Listen, we've been filming for 2 hours, so a little break was indeed not a luxury. But we're back and we're good to go. What did I do? Oh, thank you. I just did the next episode. By the way, we have 2 more episodes to do, so I don't know how it's gonna go. And they're basically talking about, and by then, talking about the lamp. They're talking about the lamp. That means that they didn't know. This will not make sense if you don't watch part 1. By the way, it only makes sense if you talk about the lamp. It only makes sense if you talk about the bitch of Auschwitz. So we got a moth, and I like that the Ed Gein is eating very poorly. Now I don't remember the moth thing. I don't remember. The guy caught it. What they do with it, I don't remember.
What do you mean, which one? The special one. Oh, what do you mean?
So that's kind of crazy, right? So he's making himself a meal. Then he asks his mom, by the way, that is dead. Where is this ball? Now, ultimately speaking, we realize that her ball is the top of a cranium. He had a supper with his mom, which is basically here with him. And they basically have some conversation, which is kind of nice. This is so freaking cool because in her death, he finally standing up to her. It's really cool. It's really, really, really cool. Because you see here, how can I say this? Like, this feels like an Inception, right? Because when you see her with she doesn't have the sickness, she doesn't have the stroke, she doesn't have a face, inside of her face that's fucked up, right? So that's kind of cool. Yeah, but when you look at it, you see that the bowl he's eating of is what? The skull. So because he got the skull, this is super, super, super important. By the way, I saw the picture of the normal guy, and this is, it makes sense. Like, they chose the right actor for it. The real, not the actor, but the real person. So they go on a date, and it's a skating rink, right? And this is where you kind of see the sickness. But they go on a date, it's super cool. Now, they have, as they enter, he sees a girl, but instead of seeing her real face, he's seeing, I don't remember what she is. I don't remember how he sees her. But he's basically seeing another person. Which is, again, kind of cool. Okay, is that it? Is that it? Again, this is the 1950s, so this is quite popular. Okay, is that it? I want to get the specific moments where you see the girl. And it's not the same one he thinks. But I feel like I'm missing. Yeah, I'm missing something. Was that important? It's because I'm only going to watch this once. What I'll do is I'll do this. This is such a good series, but at the same time, you're not gonna watch this multiple times. I did watch Don't Fuck with Cat multiple times, but I didn't watch anything else multiple times.
No. Maybe I should. Let's go to church. One of the stones. We'll do something. Yeah, I think that I do.
This is so cool. They're talking about a date, and this is nice because he's talking with his wife or his girlfriend Adelaide, and she's really understanding. So he talks about, and this is kind of cool because it's the date, right? So they're both fucked up, and Adelaide, what she does is she has a special like him, right? She has a interest into the morbid, the death, right? And with Ed, she feels like she feels like she's normal with him because she can talk about it. So they're on a date, they're talking about how he made a bowl out of the ashtray. And she doesn't believe him, and she's like, quit joshing me, you're joshing me, you're joshing me, you're joshing me. And then what happened is she followed him home. Now, this is super cool because you believe he's gonna kill her. See, the thing with Ed Gabe is, I don't know about him. I don't know what he's doing. Technically speaking, did he kill anybody yet? Yes. He killed his brother. But it was an accident. And he's gonna kill her, right? They go in, and it's super cool. The scene where you go in, he goes in the apartment, and it's like, oh, Ed, this is disgusting. You can't live like that. And it's like, I don't know. Since mother has fallen sick, I've been letting this go. Mother is dead, by the way. So what they do is, she asks him, can you have it light? Now, this is cool because, again, there's a possibility that Ed understands that what he's doing is not good at all. He doesn't light up the light, right? And then there's the mom that doesn't turn around, and she's dead. So she tells them, hey, mom, we got visit. Mom got visit. So then she doesn't know if he's dead or not. This is very weird. So she freaks out, and then she leaves. The second scene that we see with her, I don't understand. Like, she's fighting with her mom. Yeah, so this is a very scary scene. And the whole time, you think it's gonna kill Adelaide, but it doesn't kill her. And then she just runs away. Which is insane because she's walking. And this is, look at this, this is so cool. We know the mom is dead, but she's running away, and look at this. Such a beautiful, nice guy. She's dead. So there you go. And this is the super important part. So this is why I have such a hard time with Ed Gibbs. So you see this, right? You see this, and he's going. So this is a person called Mary. So Mary is a person that treats Ed like Ed. I call him Ed because it's Ed Gibb. So I call him Ed because EID is the same thing as Ed Gain, right? So it's, to me, it's so two small names that I put them together, which I don't know why I do that. So with Mary, she's specific, right? So Mary, she goes in and she's like, hey, what's the trouble? And he's like, oh, girl trouble. And it's like, I know some people that might want to spend the night with you, which is kind of prostitute, right? It's prostitution. So then Ed's like, how dare you say that? And she's like, do you want to finish your drink or want to leave away? And he's like, okay, well, I want to be here. And now he asked her where she was from. And we learned that they were German, which is possibly the reason why he was so feeling in tune with the bitch of Auschwitz, right? So then you imagine the scene where there's a ton of Nazis. There's women running around almost naked, and he's understanding that this is a place of sin. That is, he shoots her. Now, ultimately speaking, this is kind of the hard part. So, in the first one, he kills the brother, and he's running away. And this one, he feels justified. Does he feel more justified by killing, or was it because she didn't mean anything to him versus the brother? First of all. Now, second of all, the mother was still alive with the brother. So, was he afraid of the mother? If he was afraid of the mother, he wouldn't act because the mother was alive. But now that she's dead, he doesn't have anything stopping him. Third of all, did he kill her because he was upset at Adelaide leaving and his mother, quote unquote, treating her like shit even though she's dead? It's a possibility. If that's the case, he killed out of anger versus killing out of desire. And because he kills out of desire, he wants to do it again. If he kills out of anger, as long as he stays calm, he won't kill. Which is what you have to understand in there. So yeah, so basically he kills her, and the scenes are super good, super good. And this is kind of insane because you see the girl, you see the woman, right? I gotta say, I like the German accents. I don't hear a lot of people German. I hear a lot of Dutch because I watch Kid Boga. But I can say Deutsch. I watch Kid Boga, but apart from that, I don't know much. So, what is really cool here is he's seeing the girl that he's been idolating forever. He's been like, okay, well, this is the person that I start killing for. This is the person that gave me the idea of making a bowl out of his skull, of making a lamp out of his skin, right? So I have to be nice to that person. But then she's off like shit to his husband, and Ed is like, the first thing he says is like, you're gonna let her talk to you like that. So he's basically disrespecting her, and this is kind of cool. But this is the craziest thing also because this is so weird. Ed would let anybody talk to him like that. But then in this world, made up world, it's like, bro, don't think that. And to me, this is weird. See, with Jeffrey Dahmer, I could have understand. With the clown, John Wayne Gacy, I could have understand. But with Ed, it's so different. It's so peculiar. Right? So now enter this, and this is a super important characters. So this is kind of insane. So we have somebody named Nate. So he's an homosexual, right? And he plays Ed, and you see him dress up as a lady. Now, what I didn't tell you is in another episode, Ed never had the idea of, and this is gonna be, I'm gonna get canceled for that, but apparently in Germany, during the Second World War, there was a lot of there was the beginning of the psychology of transgenderism. I think that's the word you call it, right? So a lot of people say that the book that was being burned. So the Nazi, what they did is they burned books and humongous fire. But this was knowledge. So a lot of people, they said, but well, because they were against the Jewish people, it could be the Torah, right? Then a lot of people said it's okay, it was a book about general knowledge, right? But then a lot of people say this was a transgender book of the psychology of, right? So this is what's believed. Now, ultimately speaking, right, this is after the war. So the Adelaide, from the same guy that gave her the comics of the Bitch of Auschwitz, she received an article, and she's showing two pictures of the same person. One's a man and one's a woman. So then she said he was born a man, but he then became a woman. So this is the idea that came in the mind of Ed Gibbs, of Ed Gaines, that transsexual existed. Now, with Nate, I don't know his name, I'm sorry, the actor that plays him, the idea is something that's knowledgeable. So, also, this is important. Like, Ed, this came from here because he didn't see it. For Nate, maybe he saw it and he said, okay, well, I feel like that. I feel like this is my case. And because I feel like this is my case, I associate with that, or I relate to that, and this is possible. This is possible because I saw people do it, right? So he plays something. Now, the actor itself is going to be super important because he is an homosexual that is very repressed. Give me a sec. Yeah, we went to the hospital a couple of days ago. We got a bruised tailbone from a bad fall on bike. I fell directly on the backbone. So the guy, and he actually goes to see a shrink and said, hey, I know that I'm gay, but the act of sexuality with another man is disgusting to me, right? And even after that, this is kind of crazy because with Alfred Hitchcock, which is going to be producing the movie Psycho, again, this is the insane part. He produced a movie called Psycho, but the Psycho is a book. The book is influenced by Ed Gein. So it's by Ed Gein. Now, ultimately speaking, is it a game of telephone? You said this to this person, they said this to me, and I said this to another person. Is that the case? Because if that's the case, it's completely different, right? So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So, again, he has his boyfriend, he wants to just, as a woman, he said, hey, this is supposed to turn you on. And the other guy is like, no, I'm gay. I want to see men, and I want to see a man dressed as a woman. So this is insane because you realize that the guy doesn't know if he's transsexual or gay. So we talk about Alfred, right? And he has his reservations. Like, I don't know if I can play the characters. And the guy is like, you know what? You and Ed had a lot of common. You're both weird. But Alfred Hitchcock is such an asshole. So, you know.
Yes, I'm afraid I've cancelled rehearsal for Jenny today. There's something else I'd like to do first. There's something I need to show you.
Okay. I don't remember any of this. Holy shit! Yeah. So what he does here is he's on a set, right? And he show the actor that's supposed to play Ed the complete house of Ed. So basically a lot of face that are lamps. He has drawers full of pussies, literal pussies, and yeah, he shows him, and the actor is like, "Holy shit, this is kind of messed up." You see, look at this. You can see the cranium, right? Yeah, so there you go. So that's it. So he shows them a drawer full of vaginas, which is pretty insane. So like, why am I supposed to do that?
These urges do not exist. This transforms these urges into secrets we must hide. And these secrets make us sick. Keane had a secret.
Gain.
A sexual dysfunction he could not express. And his inability to express his version of the sexual act turned inwards and transformed into sickness. Schizophrenia. Winophilia.
This is so good, because this is again, they took this guy who was a monster, right, and he really studied him, and Alfred Hitchcock has an understanding of him, and instead of being disgusted, he's gonna make a movie out of it. Alfred Hitchcock himself was kind of disgusting. Now, ultimately speaking, this is the portrayal they do, so I don't know if that's true. I don't know what is the truth. I have no clue. But this is the portrayal they decide to do. So, if you'll excuse me if I'm not correct, but just the understanding how insane it is, you know. And you literally see in preserve pussies, which is kind of nuts.
Thankfully, that is none of your concern. Leave the things to me. I would change things. That's how we are, not how we live.
And this is amazing. Here he says, like, I want to change the cinema to show what is a real human. And he was obsessed with the Second World War. It's like, how can we go that far? Maybe we're creatures that are disgusting.
Some individuals are baser than others. But polite society burdens us with the fiction that these urges do not exist. This transforms these urges into secrets.
So then, what he says here, right? He says about schizophrenia, which is a sickness. Gynecolia, which is, I believe, is I don't feel like the genitals are mine. And necrophilia, which is a sexual attraction to people that are dead. Ugh.
Like you said, we all do.
Look at this. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Look at this. Talking to him, and Ed is in the background.
Like you said, we all do.
Isn't that nuts? The actor that play Ed is amazing. You hear what he said? I had a catch Anthony, you're like him. Which is crazy in itself. So then we have the movie. And this is super nice because they're showing the actor who played Ed have his own personal issues and own personal drama. Now, I don't know where this is going to land because I am not that far in the series. But he's basically having problem playing a character. So this is super nice. These are cups, right? And they hear that the bar owner was killed. Now, this is also super insane because, technically speaking, the brother was killed, but it made it seem like it was a burn. The mother died out of a heart attack. This is the first that he killed. He killed on purpose. So now the police is involved, and the police, they get one guy, right? And they tell him to this one guy, it's like, hey, what happened here. And this is super, super, super insane because it's like, oh, I saw a truck and this is Ed Gein truck. It's gonna be the season 3, episode 3 starts, which we're gonna see. For that I'm gonna have to stop. I'm at 15% batteries. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop. So we see here, and we see the actress, which is Adelaide, right? She played Adelaide. And then what we see is there's a shower scene, and he basically kills her. He takes a knife and he kills her. Now, why is this scene important? Because this is a shower scene, but this is Ed Gein himself. And this is also super good because you see what he's seeing when he's looking at it right now, right? He's looking at the sphere, the scene here. There's also a secret compartment where you can look at people getting changed. So he's a pervert. But basically what he's saying is he's looking here the way Ed was looking in the shower. And this is, if you guys remember, this is his wife. And that's saying, like, I'm not saying for this. Listen to this. I like the screaming.
Yes, all right.
He called his wife mother. Yeah, this guy is something else.
You can keep it.
And basically what he sees is he's looking there and people are running away from the movie. And you got the guy's puking and he's enjoying it because, like, I did that. I did this. I went the step above. Now, ultimately speaking, I kind of understand where he's coming from. Do I agree with him? Absolutely not. But I kind of understand where he's coming from. So where he's coming from is kind of complex. It's a guy that wanted to make movie, but the way nobody else did it before. Oh, you don't have to get up, bro. You just have to be careful. I'm gonna do episode 3 right now. Fuck it. Are we done for today? Now we were done for today. And I would have done a lot of freaking videos. That's good. Proud of myself. We had a bad day today. Fought a lot. Fought a lot. There you go. Okay. 20%. Okay. Cool. So why I understand Albert? I think he's fucked up in the head. I think he's a fucking monster himself. But I understand wanting to be the one that changes everything, the one that does everything. And in the third episode, they make this new role, this new genre, which is sexual horror. And Alfred is like, I hate it, right? Then you watch a movie, it's like, no, I kind of like it. So there you go. So we have season 1, episode 3. I don't know if I'm saying season 1 because it probably knows season 2. 3, The Babysitter. This is super, super important. So at first we see a scene of the past. The first scene we see, this is the first scene you see, right? The first thing we see a flashback of the father being a complete mess and hitting the mom, right? Which is why the mom tells Ed, never hit a woman, never touch a woman, right? The perversion, the disgust that she feels toward Ed is because of her father. And this is super nice. So you got a scene, this is the first scene, by the way. So you see somebody else cleaning, right? And you see, because you see the dress, you see it's a woman, right? But you see the end and you see there's a man. When you see somebody that you're not sure if there's a dude or a girl, check the ends. Men naturally have larger ends than women. So yeah, so you're dancing, and when you look, listen. In 3, 2, 1. 3. That's the face of his mom. And the police is knocking, and this is insane. Oh, it's Eddie gang. What Ed? Is it Eddie or Eddie? Is it Ed or Eddie? I don't know. So basically, he enter the police, and it's like, hey, where were you that night? Did you know that Mary is dead? And this is kind of crazy because Ed is calling his mom and say, hey, mom, you hear something about it? And by the way, you know what's insane? I want you guys to look at this guy, right? I want you guys to look at this guy. Look at this guy right here, okay? I want you to pay attention to his face. You know who that is? That's the guy from Shameless. That's Tony from Shameless. Tony from fucking Shameless. Insane. So yeah, so they're questioning him, and this is kind of important because he's gonna be part of it. He's gonna be part of an investigation. So also the second scene is important. Second scene is the same milk bar that it was. Now you see the kids, and he's pushing the bubbles, and this is the first interaction we have with a kid and Ed. How did he feel towards it? So, and it's not specified because this episode is called The Babysitter. Let me guess. This is not enough storage. Is that it? That's not enough storage, right? No, we're good. What a surprise. What a surprise. Look at this. Look at what they did to Boogie. Boogie. That's fucked up. That is so fucked up. I thought I had no, it's just Google that's talking to me about my new feature on my device. Bullshit. Cool. 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 So next we have another Adelaide and Ed sentence, and this is super cool because she's showing what I was talking about. The picture of the man and the woman, right? Talk about the operation, how they cut off his penis, they give him full breasts, and it's like, hey, I have a surprise for you. So what he does is he goes to a coffin, right? And this is amazing. He digs up grave to find a ring, that he wants. So instead of going to the jewelry shop, he get the ring. So they go to the restaurant. The two of them have wine for the first time, which is a cute scene. Then he gives her the ring. Now, it's a beautiful ring made of diamond and emerald, and he said, and she tells him like, hey, it's too big on me, right? It's too big on me, and because it's too big on him, it's too big on her, the ring. He says something along the lines of, yeah, the lady who had it had bigger thing than you. But she's like, what you mean? Oh, the seller, I mean. So again, quick on his feet, pretty good. They go to a graveyard. And I had a fight with my father today because he was pissed that I talked about him in a video. I talked about him in a video. You know what the name of the video was? To my parents that I love. I made a video called To My Parents That I Loved, and he got pissed at me for doing that. Yeah. So they go to the graveyard and he asks her to marry him right there, and she says yes. So they're gonna fuck, but then they're fucking next to the tomb of his mom, right? And he's like, okay, well, I can't do it. So then she's talking about, hey, I'm not comfortable, and she's like, hey, I don't understand you. And then she says, and this is what I like about Adelaide, because this is when psychology was a hot and bothered subject. So she's like, hey, your father wasn't around much, so the idea of being a father scares you, and that's normal. So then Adelaide, what she does, right, she goes to see one of her friends, and she's like, hey, Ed would like to offer his service as a babysitter. So then what it is, why is that so important, is because Ed, being a babysitter, will be around kids. Being around kids will make him feel like a father, and being a father or making him feel like a father will make him feel like a great husband, which means that they're gonna start fucking and have kids of their own. It's pretty simple. So she goes in and she's like, hey, what is your obsession? And this is super cool because his wife is next to him and he's basically looking at the tits of the boss, I guess you could call it like that, yes. So that made me laugh, right? So there you go. She hired him because I did put in a good word, and she's like, hey. So then he babysits the kids. So babysitting the kids is a scary scene. It's messed up. It's really messed up, right? It's fucking scary. So he babysits the kids, and he's like, hey, what do you want to do? And it's like, hey, our old babysitter is musher than you. And she's like, well, and he's like, well, she's stupid. She's a dummy. Can you do tricks? And he's like, well, I can do tricks. And she's like, okay. The kid's like, let's do a trick in front of us. And Ed's like, no, I don't have my tricks with me. And Ed goes in, and he doesn't have his chick with him. What he does is, which is kind of fucking cool. Kind of fucking cool, if I had to say. So, and I forgot to do something that's important. Okay, we have time. I have time today. I have a pimple here. So he goes back home, right? And then they're scared of him, and he does some trick, which is very scary. So what he does is he hides a bone in a bowl of 3 skulls, right? And he moves them, and he moves them, and he moves them, and he moves them, and he moves them. And then the kid is saying, "Hey, how come you? What is that bone?" Like, "Oh, it's a finger bone." It's the kid's like, "No, it's not true." So then what happened is he traded the bone for a literal fingers, and he's like, and the kid doesn't believe him. So then he says like, "Hey, I have another trick. I can have a head on me, and I can take it off." So what he does his shirt like this, right? And he had a head here. So then he's walking, and the kids say, "This is a stupid trick. We can tell it's not a real head." And then Ed takes the head and put it here, and he gets mad, and he opens, and then you realize that he's wearing a face as a mask. So this is kind of super scary. This is kind of creepy, and it's beautiful because they show how much it is. One of the show's biggest mistake, in my opinion, is it's hard to see just how far he's going. It's really hard to see. So then the kids are afraid to go back home, and they tell the parents, and then the parents like, "Hey." The father gets pissed, and it's like, "I was just joshing. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just joshing." And then the father believes him. It's like, don't get close to my kids again. So then we have the babysitter, the real babysitter, and Eddie follows her, and Addison Rae from TikTok. Kind of crazy, isn't it? And then she goes in and she's like, "Hey, you took my job." It's like, "What do you mean? I'm a babysitter." It's like, "Yeah, that was my job," which is not true. So he wants to kill her. So what happened is they go to bed, which actually Eve follows. Now, ultimately speaking, she has, I don't remember what she has, but she's missing the function of her leg, right? So there you go. I don't remember if he kills her. So I guess he does. I guess he does. This is so sweet, but this is kind of crazy, right? So he kills the babysitter. He said, "Hey, it's work. I'm ready to be a dad. I'm a good babysitter." And it's like, "I'm ready to get married." And she's like, "Ah." And you see her. Look at her acting. Look at her acting. Look. Insane, isn't it? So then she's excited because she has her husband finally, and there you go. So basically, Adelaide, they say, "Hey, he wants to marry me." And the mom's like, No. You see his mom, he's the same way. And his mom is fucked up. So he's fucked up too. Which is kind of crazy. So she moves in with Ed, and she started to see him muff around, right? Then she started cleaning around because his house is a mess. So again, he tells her that his mom is asleep. He doesn't tell her that she's dead, but she's cleaning. And Ed is a fucking genius because what he does, he leaves.
Is he Adeline, Mother? Eddie's friend?
And there you go. And what he does is crazy. He pretends like he's going away. Then he come back and look what he does. He's pretending like he's her. And she turns around and she has the mask of the mom. Which is kind of insane. Look at this. Mrs. Geen. Look at this. Just for you to realize that it's a fucking movie. It's not the truth. And they constantly do that. And most of the time they'll show you like, "Hey, this is real. Right? But no, it's a part of a movie. And look at this. So now everybody's leaving and everybody's disgusted. So the next scene is also super important. You got the actor that plays Ed, right? And he's going in with his gay lover and his theater. And his gay lover gives him a blowjob in the theater just for him to break up. And then he goes to the shrink, which is the second time we see, right? Talk about sodomy and talk about a lot of stuff. Oh, Berserk. Imagine if I had it. Oh, thank God. Thank God, bro. Imagine if I had the porn thing. So this is insane because the guy, when he talks about feeling straight, and when he talks about being with a woman, you literally think about, hey, he's with a woman. And then talk about how this hard work is not in vain. It's like, what hard work? And it's like, well, maybe I'm cured. So he feels sick. Now, ultimately speaking, that's what Albert was saying. He was saying, oh, we repress our urges, but they're part of us. So what he was saying is happening, right? He think he's sick, which is insane. You love what you love. Fuck that.
And what is it they do want?
Well, Universal will be capitalizing the success of Psycho.
A movie I have already made.
Several years ago.
Alfred, we very much like the idea of you going further into what they call it a new genre. I don't like it.
Look what they're saying.
I'm calling it.
What? What are they calling it?
Sex horror. That's what they're calling it. They don't want Dracula anymore. They want the rape of the vampire. They want the bloody pit of horror.
I hate that. I don't want to do that.
That's fucked up. That is so fucked up. So yeah, so then he's against it. He's really against it, right? And then what he's saying is there's a new movie that she didn't produce that is a genre. Just go watch it. And Albert watched the movie, and this is kind of the insane part because he watched a movie. You can kind of see that he's clearly bored, but then he looks at people around him, and they're loving it. This is the important scene. Look. Shit, didn't have enough storage. It's okay. It's okay, Meng. It's okay, Meng. It's okay, Meng. La vecina del passionado. Zabella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Vericida del passionado. Ciao, chin, chin, tom, tom, tom. Vericida del passionado.
Let me tell you something. If you ever have to choose between
let me tell you what we're missing. Paradise, don't need to roll the dice. Tell me what you're really here for. Here for. I'm just gonna take that and disappear right after the door. You can't make up your mind. Take away. I'm trying to wine.
they don't know
There's no way. Introduce myself. My name is. To make up your mind. Please don't waste my time. And we're back. And we're back. I am so sorry. I didn't have enough storage left, so hey. As they say in the business, it happens. Don't worry, we're almost done. I had 11 minutes left. So basically, yeah. So, they're asking themselves if they should do the movie or not. And it's kind of insane. And this is super insane. So Ed goes in to kill Addison Rae, right? And he makes his mother do it. So he brings his mother and he puts the hammer in her hand and he squashes the head. Now, ultimately speaking, this is one most important thing. Look at how she's looking. Look. I used to be scared of this shit. Now, Ed Gibb was the answer that I needed all of those years. We have 29% batteries remaining. That's good. I'm probably gonna be starting Vert, which is kind of important as a show. We have an episode watched. So this is basically it. So they're going in and they're going to kill her, and then poof, it's not true. It's a movie. Now here is one of the most important scene ever, because it could be said that this was the truth. So basically, ultimately what we just saw was, okay, they did a movie with that, right? Now this one is true. So we see Ed do it, and we see this is Leatherface, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He has a grandparents who killed somebody. And I didn't see the movie, but nice little spoiler there, Netflix. And that is pretty much this show. Now, we are going to try to accomplish the unaccomplishable, which is 20... Okay, we'll go with 24. This episode is super easy to do. This episode is extremely easy to do. So, first... So this name of the episode is Green, which is kind of important, right? So you know that he kills Addison Rae. And he prepares her body to skin them alive, which is pretty disgusting. But it's not the most important scene. It's not the important scene because this is the genius of the documentary, as you may have heard of it. So as you may have heard of it, the beauty of it is that Ed did it, right? Now, ultimately speaking, we saw Ed put the face of his mother and present himself to his girlfriend. This was the movie. So in real life, Adelaide doesn't know that Ed's mom is dead. So what she does is she discovered her body. However, it's a bit too late because, first of all, she's married. Second of all, she's already living there. The character of the wife is complex because you don't know if she's acknowledging of it, she's aware of it, but then she'll tell him, hey, if the human can do it, I find it fascinating. I want to know how far the human is willing to go, which is kind of the perfect thing, right? So then she confronts Ed, and he basically tells her, "Hey, it's kind of crazy." Look at this. And by the way, this is insane because this is just to you can realize what's going on. This is the person putting the skin back at the face, right? So she runs away, and it's kind of insane because she knows that he killed. So what he does is she goes back in, and I don't remember that scene. Yeah. Okay, so she puts some of her underwear, right? And she puts some of her underwear, and he says, "What is this?" And she's like, "It's for you. I know that you'd be stealing my underwear." And this is insane because he did it with his mom. By the way, this back in the days was lingerie. I was born in the right decade. Thank God. Well, nowadays it's no lingerie. It's naked, which is much better. Why wear? My apologies. Why wear lingerie? I understand if it's like a OnlyFans thing or something, but in a couple, weird. So they're talking, right? And they're talking about what's going on. And she asks him the truth, right? So then he tells her that, hey, there's been a lot of body. And this is kind of insane. This is really, 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 really insane. Because she's like, hey, is it your mom upstairs, right? And who was the lady? So basically, Ed is telling you that there's multiple body in the house. Multiple body. And you know what's insane? She goes in the house and she notices a chair that is fixed, right? And she asks because the chair had a nipple. She's like, hey, what kind of nipple is that? Is it from a cow? It's like something like that, right? So yeah, so he tells her there's multiple people here. And then she tells them like, hey, where'd you get that? He's like, I dug it up. She said, okay, well, why'd you get up? See, I was interested. And then she sees him as this guy who's interested, but she doesn't see him as a killer. She doesn't understand that he killed people yet. She gotta forgive that, you know? Because he's possibly just a weird guy. And again, they both have this fantasy. They both have this, interest between death, right? So then she tells him, hey, there you go. It's fascinating. So you can do it, it's fascinating. So in this one, she kind of forget him. So this is insane. Because you guys remember the body of Addison? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, I have an idea.
Did I say
I have an idea. Could work. And if it works, it's amazing. If it doesn't work, well, fuck it. If this worked, it's gonna be a good idea. Yeah. I can't say it here, but... Okay. Okay. Oh my god. This will fix all the problems. That's amazing. That is amazing. Wow. That could be so cool. I didn't think about that. Holy shit, that's amazing. This is really good. Okay, I gotta take a note. I'm so sorry, guys. It won't take long because, again, this is running 24/7. Well, 18/7. Gotta sleep, brah. Okay, so we take a note. This is really good. This is really fucking good. Okay, so eggs, milk. Pretend like you. Good. Good. I thought it adds, because I had to fight it with my parents today, and I might have found a way to fix the situation. It's not perfect by any chance, but it's something. 50 seconds for a mind game. That's not too bad. 5 gems. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Oh shit, that's important. Okay. So we have the last mission. No, it's already done. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's good. That is bueno. That is bueno. Please don't waste my time. I'm trying to rewind, wind. I got 10% here, so let's hurry up. I don't have that much to do, but I get cocky. And I say, oh, well, I'm good, but I'm not good. So let's go. Okay, good. So you see the body of Addison Rae, and this is mummification. What he does is he's maintaining the skin. So I think it's just a case of, like, for the skin to be easy to peel off, I think. So this is something that I didn't understand. So he's wearing the underwear, right? I didn't realize something that's very important. That's crazy important. The underwear are whom? They're Addison Rae underwear. I didn't realize that. So then, kind of crazy. Now we got one of the scenes that is the most important so far. So we meet this girl, right? This girl is a widow. She is called a wanton woman, which means she's kind of like a whore. Montan equal whore. History lesson, right? And she's like, okay, well, she's sad. So what she does is she takes a medication that makes her slim fast, but it makes her go crazy. It makes her go super stressed, right? And then Ed is like, hey, he's nice to her. So he's like, I'm buying lime. So apparently lime, there's something in there that makes acid, I guess, and it makes you easier for the body to decompose, right? And to rot the skin away. So it's easier. So she's like, okay, well, you're short of money. So she showed him kindness. And what he does is he's like, okay, well, let's go on a date. And it's like, you're too broke to go on a date. So no, let's go to the pharmacy. Because back then the pharmacy at the restaurant, I guess, I have credits. And once again, he's checking out the tits, which is kind of insane. And the thing that he says is, your bra is super nice. Now, he's been obsessed with boobs, but what I didn't realize is possibly obsessed with boobs as a sense of, I want some. More than, give me a sec. Come on. Oh. Okay, good. Okay, so this is not ideal, but I don't have a choice because the battery's going down. Sugar, we're going down. This is not ideal at all. I don't want to do another video. So yeah, so besides, I know the scene by heart, so I don't have to check out the scene. It could be a case of him wanting to have tits, right? So they go in a restaurant, and it's kind of crazy because he asks you in a restaurant, he feels like, hey, what is your bra made of, your brassiere? And she tells him, oh, it's lace, right? So then he said, can I touch it, and can I smell it? And she takes it off. And the crazy thing is, she just got separated with her ex-husband, and he also was similar. And this is the craziest thing, his husband also was wearing woman underwear. Now back then it was very, very taboo. So basically people did it in secret, right? But he did that also. And Ed reminds her of him, right? Is that it? That's good. So she allows him to wear the underwear, and they go on a date, which is at the rink. Now this is insane because they go at the rink. Who else went at the rink? Him and Adeline. So he's going for a date there. So then they go back home, and he fucks her because he's wearing the underwear, and she finds it hot, right? And he fucks her. It's like, okay, well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take all of your things, you're gonna move here, right? Now, ultimately speaking, this is weird because is this a mother figure? Because she's an older woman, so she could be a older, nurturing female, which is quote unquote a mother figure to him. So then he's like, hey, I cannot go with you, right? Because he talks to his mom. Is that a scene already? But ultimately speaking, this is not that scary. Not that scary. Yeah, this is it. This is pretty much it. So, it's not that scary. It's just a guy who meets a girl that's lonely and he makes her a victim. The scary thing about it is he's already, and this, if that's the case, this is insane. He's already thinking about killing her, right? So, I don't think that he did a premeditated murderer before. Like, for example, his mom happened. The girl at the bar, he felt justified. The girl who stole his job, she stole the job, right? Which is in his head enough to be killed. But here is the complex part. There's a very complex part. So the very complex part is the fact that he see the tits, and imagine he see the tits because he wants to be a woman himself, and he wants to wear the tits himself and be a woman thanks to that, right? So that's a possibility. So as he dates her, thinks about killing her, which is kind of crazy, right? And that's pretty much it. So, which is weird because I thought he was in love with Adelaide, but apparently the love isn't that important because the second she told him, hey, she's coming to live with me, it's like, alright, I'm down. So yeah, I'm going to end it here because I'm at 2% battery. But I love you guys. Take it easy. Thank you for watching. Peace. Two. Oh.
Is there anything else you guys need?
We're good, thank you. Everything's good. Thank you, everything's good.
I think we're good. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain. You know me. Dun dun doo 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 doo. Baby girl, close that tree. Da 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 da. Home with me. Whoa, whoa. She's dying, she crowed and she crowed. Do 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 do. Yeah yeah yeah. Da 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 choo 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 choo. Hey, I gotta tell her what it feels like a love song she ever heard in her life. Yeah.
Setting up call line.
You keep playing me.
Ça, c'est le plus beau labyrinthe du Québec.
Montre des pendentifs pour femmes, pas seulement pour hommes. Wow, wow, wow! Have you seen this new... Moi pas pourquoi mon cercle de tige.
Tell me. Hi, guys.
I'm about to break up
Like always, and that's why I have my own stuff.
Wait, you're not a star. I used to love you, but I don't love you.
Goodbye.
What
Good
game?
boy.
Yo, Chris, this is Pokemon Vanguard. It's a fan-made game you can download off the Poke Community website. No worries, buddy. I got you. Thank you, Venom, as well. Sorry I got your name wrong. I believe there's a name changer. Phantom! Yo, this thing looks so cute. Chat, what are we naming the Phantom? Ghost Fairies.
100% zéro cycle pour l'iPhone que j'ai acheté. 1700 $ le paquet avec une caisse de sucre, mais ça vaut pour c'est hors de prix, ça, 200 000. Pour ça, j'ai dit hors de prix parce qu'il faut que je prenne la calculatrice. Là. Tu sais, c'est ça que... Faut que je les présente à Saint-Rose, pour les connaisseurs. C'est parti, guys. Je sens que ça va coûter le dollar canadien aujourd'hui. Les gens qui sont peut-être moins habitués aux jeux comme ça, Pokémon, peut-être pour eux autres, c'est acheter des cartes chez Walmart et les donner pour un enfant. Le monde, on va voir là-bas, ils vont avoir des decks, genre, des cartes même incroyables. Ouais, j'ai vu quelqu'un ce soir, là, lui, c'est le début de ma business. Il y a ma Black Lotus, c'est à lui qu'on l'a vendu. T'sais, avec ça, j'ai acheté des parts de cette entreprise-là qui maintenant est à moi. Fait que là, le plan Real commence à bien se remplir. Ça a l'air de ça, là. Moi, je suis très dragué.
Yeah, in another timeline, sitting at the door of this table, playing. I am aware. Mmm.